Shalom, Yasrael. Shalom, Yahu's Peculiar Treasure. Shalom. So everybody's being blessed. But as I tell you, every day is a blessing. The Most High Yah has blessed us with a renewal this day. So as I'm sitting here and I've been thinking, this has been marinating in my rock for a moment now. And I've been talking to a couple of the elders. And it just really gets me going and really gets me thinking, now that I'm a mother, and then I think about my own path and the things that I've done, the things that I've come through, and in a time frame. It's just all of that. All of that came into play. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, what's after children's ministry? What's after that? I know a lot of us can all sit here vouch, and I can vouch for this and say, I was raised in church. And you always hear and you see, and I'm like, they had a show where they're like, the preacher children are always the wildest. I'm like, because children that are raised and brought up in church were a little bit sheltered. And once we get out here into the real world, how the real world really thinks, how Hasatan has his ways, and it's like a baby first time tasting candy, and you're like, boom, everything you was raised on goes out the window really low key. And that's the thing that got me thinking, like, if there was something right after children's ministries for the preteens, the teens, and the young adults, maybe that would have captured, maybe that would have kept me a little bit more on track. Who's to say if did or didn't? But I felt like, and I feel like in my rock that I felt like if we had something a little bit right after children's ministry, something for the preteens, something to keep them, interested, something for the teens to keep them interested, something for the young adults to keep them spiritually fed, then a lot of us would not have strayed. A lot of us would have still had that implantation in us to know, like, the Father needs me. The Father, needs me to stay pure. Keep my body as a living sacrifice to the Father. Not to dibble and dabble and do the things of this world. Like, if we really had these things still partaking in us as preteens and adults, because the world has its influences. And that's the craziest things. The music, the movies, all of this, the games, the electronics. Hasatan has his devices. And once we get out of preteen, or once we get out of just being a child and getting out of, playing outside, board games, toys, and all of that, now we're into electronics. Now we're into shows. Now we're into friends. Now everybody's talking about boyfriend and girlfriends and stuff. And you see that the children are getting younger and younger, having relations, doing adult things. It's getting more corrupted as we go on, and it's going younger and younger. And we know, as children of the Most High Yah, we should know, as disciples, we know that Hasatan's plan, his goal, is to get the youth. As adults, as older people, Hasatan, he has no do for you, really, besides being a nonchalant parent, besides being a nonchalant auntie, uncle, grandmother, grandfather. You're not there to actually stay on them. And that's what scares me, is about the children's youth. That's what scares me after the fact, because of the things I know I've gone through. And I sit here, and as I'm in the word, and I'm like, I wish I would have never waited this late. I wish it wouldn't have took for me to go through all of this stuff that I've gone through, just to know that it would have been simply as someone staying in my ear, simply having someone to seeing their walk personally, knowing the ups and downs. Don't lie to me. Give me the straight facts, because that's what people do. They sugarcoat things, and they don't give you the facts of what we really need, what the spiritual feeding that we really need. We skip out on some things, and we shelter the children. Some children were very sheltered. So when they got out into this world, the world ate them up and spit them out. Then you have some that still has a little bit of knowledge and understanding, like, I got a substance of the Father. I know who he is, but I still want to stray. I still want to straddle the fence. I still want to be tossed to and fro, because the world makes things look, the world makes things look so pretty, so beautiful, so nice. Hasatan has his blessings, but we know that his blessings are curses. But do children know that? Do preteens know that? Do young adults know that? Do the ones that never even had Christ growing up and then finally starting to hear that, do they know that? And that's why I'm like, where can we get the youth? Because Hasatan is getting them. He's getting them through the music, the video games, the electronics, the rap videos, all of this. Hasatan has his things. And we're like, as children of the Most High Yah, we are letting our children slip away. And that's what makes me want to work 10 times harder of understanding how can we keep the youth? How can we keep the preteens? How can we keep the young adults interested in the Most High Yah? Because at the end of the day, the world has its tactics. So where are our tactics? Yes, we can only do but so much. Yes, we are here to plant the seed, but we are still to water the seed in some form of way. Like we just plant it and let it be. There's no teaching. Are we sitting down teaching our children that this is the laws, commandments, and instructions? There are blessings within following this. There are blessings. These are our inheritance. And then we have to teach our children that what Hasatan's plan is too as well. We have to tell the children that this is what he has going for you. This is what he wants out of y'all. We don't tell the children that they come in agreement with the music they listen to. The music, the radio, the game, all the stuff that Hasatan, his devices. We don't tell the children that they come in agreement with that. We don't tell the children that the more that you feed the flesh, that you dim the ruach. That we don't tell the children, we don't be straightforward, and that's what we have to be, straightforward with the children. If they knew what we knew now, and I felt like if I knew what I knew younger, there's a lot of things I wouldn't have done, because I'm like, I amaze myself when I'm like, wow, this is the stuff I used to listen to, this is stuff the things I used to do. If I knew the background behind it, if I knew that, I wish that now, but I wish I knew it then. Because if I knew the stuff that I knew now, then I would have not came in agreement and told Hasatan that it is okay. We can't be scared to tell the children that Hasatan is here to kill, steal, and destroy. Don't just give it to them don't just lightly butter it. You gotta drown that. You gotta drown that biscuit in some butter and tell them what the real is. So that's what scares me right now, is that we as children of the Most High Yah are really skipping out. We are doing ourselves a disfavor. Yes, we know the world has its ways of making this world look sweet like candy, but we have to find our ways too. We have to stay engaging with our children. We have to really think about these things, and it does terrify me when we can go day after day into the church and no one's really stopping and thinking about what a child needs outside of church, what a child really goes through on a daily basis, what is going on in the schools, what is even going on at home, what are the kids being influenced by, what are the children coming across, what are the children agreeing to that they don't even know that they're agreeing to. Do we teach our children that they allow spiritual attacks, demon attacks? Or are we just praying and be like, Father, just keep them? But if we actually did the extra part, put the plow to the ground and really did it, a lot of children wouldn't go through some of the struggles that they go through. A lot of children wouldn't have the things attached to them. And we have to know that we have generational curses. We have things that run in our bloodline that are automatically giving our kid. That's automatic. That's an automatic kick. Just a kick. So we have to teach our children that we don't just do this. We don't just do this walk for ourselves. If I understood why my mother put me into church, I would have probably done a lot differently, because I'm like, why am I here? Oh, we got to get up another Saturday. Oh, I'm here. Gotta listen to y'all talk. I don't understand what anybody's talking about. No one taught me that I had to have a personal relationship with the Father. No one gave me that nugget, that knowledge and understanding that just God is good for you. God is good for you. You're under the grace. He has mercy and favor over your life. You praise and worship Him. Where's the substance? Where's the information? Where's the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that I needed someone to tell me that I had to build on my own personal relationship with the Father? I needed someone to tell me that you have to seek ye first the kingdom of righteousness and everything else will be added onto you. I have to seek him with all my heart and I will find him. I have to do this personally. I have to do this personal walk for myself. My mother can't. I came in this world alone. I'm gonna leave out by myself. My mother cannot pray every situation away. My mother cannot carry me when the Father comes and it's judgment time. No one else can vouch for me but myself. I have to take accountability for the things that I have done and said. But if I never knew this, where does it go from there? That's what our children needs to know. Our children really needs to know the in-depth of things. Our children really needs to know the facts to things and not sugarcoating it. We need to find ways to actually engage our children into keeping the laws and commandments and instructions of why they should keep it personally for themselves. Not just because, oh, my mom does it, my mom keeps them, so I'm good. Or you know, I didn't think it was that important. Until you come into so many soul ties, until you come into so many agreements, signed contracts with the devil. When you come down the line and you're like, why is my life in turmoils? No one told me. No one told me these things. And this is what I battle with as being an adult. And then a mother, a parent, an auntie, a sister, a daughter. Like these things did not make sense to me. Why I was battling things so hard. Why I strayed. Why I thought the world was where I should be at. Why I thought I had to show off for the world. Why did I have to do this? Why did I have to do that? Why am I trying to fit in with the world? When if I would have known that the Father told me that we are separated. We are in the world but not of the world. We are to be separated. We are not like them. And I never understood why it was so different. But now I understand being in the Father, being in his grace, his will, his understanding, his love, his covenant, being a living sacrifice, being a disciple for the word, for the Father. Now I understand these things. And it shouldn't have took me years down the line to understand these things. Or be like most people, be like, when I get older, then I'm going to give my life over to the Father. No. You can't wait till then because no one knows the end hour. No one knows when the Father is going to return. So why live life like that? Why allow our children to live life like that? So we have to think about these things at the end of the day. I don't know if it's just me. I know it's an unpopular conversation. I know it's unpopular for the youth to want to walk around and carry a Bible and tell people about the Father. But I believe me, I bet you. If you actually instilled the right things into our children now, if we explain to them why they have to have a personal relationship for themselves, explain to them, give them the scriptures, give them the word, show them right there, stay very diligent and active in their life, really keep it 100 with them of what they're watching, hearing, doing, and tell them why you shouldn't listen to it. Not because I told you. Children they don't just do what you tell them. They do what they see. So it's like, I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to show you why you shouldn't listen to this. You know, I had to break this stuff down to my children. I have a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old, and I have a 4-year-old. And I teach my children this every day. The things that I knew, the things I know now, I'm teaching them it now. So they will understand that we are not signing agreements with the devil saying it is okay. I'm not sitting at the table with the devil. I'm not going to allow the devil in my ear. I'm not going to allow the outside world influence to sucker me in and pull me away from the Father farther and farther. And then when I get older, it takes me longer to find the Father. No, teach them now. So this stuff right here, I take this really personal. I take it to the heart. I really love the youth because they are, as they tell us, the children are our future. They are going to be the real reason why the Father still dwells so deeply within the youth. They're going to be the reason. They're going to be the new comer-ups. They're going to be the disciples. They're going to be the preachers, the teachers, the prophets, the event. They're going to be that. But if they don't have that wisdom, that knowledge, and that understanding, if they don't know any of this, the real truth, then how can they keep the word going? How can they keep it? Even though we know that the Father's word will be here beyond the earth. The Father's word will be here when everything is dead and gone. But the broad pathway to hell is very broad. The pathway to hell is very broad. So why help send our children there? Why help send others there? When you're sitting on the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, when you're sitting on Yah's word, when you're sitting on his blessing and his inheritance to teach it and give it to someone else. So teach the youth. Give the youth the truth. Yes. We know that they're very stubborn right now. There's a stubborn spirit across this world right now. But I promise you, if you did this in love, teach them and really tell them what's going on. Because if Hasatan can make it the way he is and he's telling them and they're like, okay, how come we can't do that? How come we can't give them that? This stuff really bothers me when Hasatan is throwing out every angle, gadget, and all that, and getting so many and confusing so many. But we as children of the Most High Yah, we as parents, mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, grandpas, we have this knowledge. We have this blessing. So many adults are sitting on this blessing and not spreading it to the youth. You may not be a mother, you may not be a father, but I promise you, you know a young person that really needs to hear this. You know there's a young person that really needs to know the truth. You know there's a young person that is struggling right now with depression, drugs, alcoholism, struggling, fornication, immorality, adultery, homosexuality. All of these things. You may know someone. No, it's not even got to be a child. It could be a young adult. You know that they are struggling with this, and you are sitting on the wisdom and the knowledge and understanding. That is very powerful. That's so powerful that it's so scary. And the Father's going to judge you for that because you walked past and you did not speak that gospel and truth to someone that really needed it. We as children of the Most High, got to wake up. We got to wake up. We got to really start giving that truth. We got to really start sharing it. It's not just given onto the preachers, the disciples. We all have to do our part. We all have to do our job. So wake up. If you have the ears to hear the truth for what it is. And you have the eyes to see the truth for what it is. Give the gospel, give the truth, give the word. Shalom.